Okay, so with 14 on 4.4 and factoring polynomials. So we have 81g to the fourth minus 625. So there's only two terms. There is a subtraction. So then what two options do I really have? Okay, I don't have a GCF. Okay, with 81 or with 625. So what are my only two options that this could be? Difference of two squares or difference of two cubes. So which one, though, just by looking at my power, which one can I get rid of? Difference of two what? Cubes, right? Because it's to the fourth power. Anything to the fourth power or the sixth power or the eighth power, anything like that, if there are two, it is just going to be, let's do this. It's just a difference of two squares. But instead of it being, like if I gave you 81 g to the second minus 625, would you be able to do that? Other than trying to figure out what the square root of 625 is, could you do, like, what would you do? If it was 81g to the second, what would you do? What would be your first term? If I split this up here and here, what would you have your first term be in each parenthesis? Huh? 9g, right? So you would do 9g and you would have 9g. If it was a squared. What's the only thing that's going to be different, though, right here? Instead of it being 9g and 9g, it's going to be, right, 9g squared and 9g squared. It's a difference of two squares, so what happens with our signs? One's positive, one's negative. It would be the same thing over here on the right side, or on the left side. Okay? Now, with that, what number times itself gives you 625? 25. So, 25 and 25. So, if we would have done the one over here that's in red and black versus the one that's in all black, okay, before, whenever we were factoring, we would have this and we would be done right here. Okay? If it was just 81 g to the second minus 625. Now, it said factor completely. So remember, factor completely means what? It's the code for factor it, try to factor it twice, most likely. Okay, if possible. For the most part, it could be possible. So now I have two other parentheses that are there in black. I have 9g to the second plus 25, and I have 9g to the second minus 25. Is the one that's underlined in green, is it a special case? Is it a difference of two squares? 9's a perfect square, 9g is a perfect square, 25 is a perfect square. Is it a difference of two squares? Well, no, it's a plus sign. So is it a sum of two cubes? No, okay, because it's a squared. So try getting off the phone and paying attention to what I'm doing. I'd appreciate it. Appreciate it. Look at the other one. 9g squared minus 25. Is that a sum or a difference of two? Is it a sum of difference of two cubes? No, it's a square. Is it a difference of two squares? Yeah, so I could I'm not going to do anything with the front one. I'm going to have 9g squared plus 25. How can I factor the one that's on the back end? What are two numbers that multiply together to give me 3g squared? Or excuse me, 9g squared. 3g and 3g. It's a difference, so one's positive, one's negative. What are two numbers that multiply together to give me 25? 5 and 5. I'm done factoring. Okay, there's nothing else I can do. I can't do anything else right here. Okay, so since I can't do anything else with what's in front, then I don't have, if I can't factor it, don't factor it. Okay, one thing I don't want to see is 3g plus 5 and 3g plus 5 again. Okay, if it is a plus and it's two squares, then don't do anything with it. Don't, just leave it alone. Like here, I can factor out a 5v squared. So then that leaves me with v to the 8th minus 5v to the 4th plus 6. I treat everything the same way. Okay? If you have a polynomial or a trinomial, really this power is going to tell me what each parenthesis is going to have in it. Does that make sense? So that middle term, okay, if you have a middle term, it should be half of whatever this value is. Okay? That tells you, or it should kind of send up a red flag, that you're going to have a v to the 4th and a v to the 4th. Okay, as far as my parentheses are concerned. And then I do everything the same way. I still try to find two numbers that multiply together to give me -6 and then combine to give me a -5. Or +6 and a -5. Okay, and go from there. If it can factor after that, then factor it. If it can't, it's just going to stay as is. Okay.